Hi Aquarius, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth, I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot reader, and this, my darlings, is your Sun, Moon and Stars reading for March into April 2020. Now this is a truly intuitive tarot reading, and it takes a deeper look at your current spiritual path, what's needed for your soul's growth, healing and transformation, and of course includes numerology and astrology as usual. Now, the first row is the sun part of your reading, my darlings, or your divine masculine. And that looks at the actions and the experiences that are oncoming for you in the month of March. These are things that you want to be mindful of, okay? The second row is the moon part of your reading, or divine feminine, and that's everything that's beneath the surface for you. Oh, yeah, that's tiny, by the way. That's everything that's beneath the surface for you. Can you see him? Everything that's beneath the surface, what's hidden from your conscious mind, anything emotional, your intuitive responses, your instinctive responses and experiences, that's in the second row. And it's related to your higher self, intuition and karmic path. And the third row is the stars section of your reading, my darling, and that's April, the month of April, or the first week of April. That's advice on moving forward along your path, next steps and things that you need to consider. Okay, now my job as a tarot reader, as a Reiki Master and Teacher, is to practice absolute mindfulness, to be completely committed to each moment, because each moment is absolutely necessary. And that means that your job as a viewer is to notice how you respond to whatever it is you see or hear or feel during a tarot reading. It's your awareness that ultimately increases your engagement with your reality. And it's that is where the wisdom is. That is where the growth is. That is where the healing is. Okay? So I've already shuffled, I've already meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera, my darlings, and then we'll get started on your reading. Tani, give up. God wants to be on the base of the reading, and it is the Ace of Cups. Woo! You know, you're having a good time of it lately, aren't you, Aquarius? You know I love reading for the Aquarius. The Aquarius out there, I love you guys. I just love reading. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm not the same sign, but I just love reading for you guys. Okay, my darling, so let us begin. So the card at the base of the reading is the energy, or the overall energy, or the perspective that you want to see this time period through. So for you, that's a brand new emotional beginning, and it's about time. It's been coming, hasn't it? You've done a lot of work in 2019 engaging with your emotions in a new way, just becoming more conscious of them, really, and conscious of how not only your emotions affect you, and affect your actions and affect what you do directly, but also how that works for other people as well. So how emotions affect other people, how that can drive our behaviors. And I think for you, you've learned a lot of new skills, a lot of new language, shall we say. This is suggesting that is set to continue in a huge way. This Ace of Cups could be the beginning of something also. So let's have a look at what your oncoming experiences are for the month of March. Wow. This is why I know when I deal the cards, for those people, I know some people just skip, but many people watch the dealing of the cards because there is a purpose, okay? So we've got the 1 and then we've got the 2 of Cups. So, there's a purpose to where everything is, even though I don't know what it is, obviously. So we've got the 2 of Cups, we've got the 7 of Cups, we've got the 6 of Wands, and we've got the Fool card. Yay! Oh my God. Okay, so we can look at these, Aquarius, as week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 of March. Obviously, this is April, and these are your intuitive, emotional, instinctive responses in the middle, okay? What's beneath the surface. So you can look at it week by week if you want, but we'll just look at the headlines as well. We'll look at each of the individual energies. Yes, Tiny, what can I do for you now? Tiny's back. Right, okay, you're coming to sit right. Come on then. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right, sorry about this. Tiny wants to be here. Say hello, Tiny. Hello, hello. Right, you lie down. He likes the earth signs as well, don't you, Tiny? I think Tiny's an earth sign. Anyway, okay, we start your oncoming experiences and actions with the 2 of Cups. So for shorthand, the soulmate card. That's because number 2s. Oh my God. Just turned 2. That's because number 2s are all about partnerships, commitments, duality, balance, fairness, etc. Cups energy is linked, obviously, I hope it's obvious to you, is linked to our emotions, our desires, our compassion, our ability to love and to feel loved. That is what our dreams, our wishes, all that thing, our passion, that's what the Cups energy is related to, our dreams, etc. So the 2 of Cups is a balance on both sides. It's like 2 coming together. It's like a commitment to my emotions, a commitment to somebody else's emotions as well, potentially for some people. This is, as I said, you've learnt more. Your emotional language has definitely expanded over the last since 2016, but definitely over the last 12 months for sure. And now comes the 2 of Cups. For some people, this could be love out of the blue, a new relationship, for example, a recommitment in a relationship. I will do your love stories for March, in the middle of March, and they'll go from the middle of March to the middle of April. So I won't really bang on about love in this reading, but definitely for those people that are looking at love and interested in love, there's definitely, obviously, seemingly a situation, a new love situation coming towards you. For those of us where we're not looking at love, we're just looking at these energies, applying them to you. This is showing that you are do you know what? I nearly said finally, so you are finally committing to something that you love. And that could be a person, or that could be a thing, a job, a situation. You're finally committing to something that you really, truly love, and that's going to love you back as well. Okay, whatever this is, it's going to be good for you. Now, we then have the 7 of Cups. So what can bring, especially in Aquarius, but especially in the earth signs, but in every sign, actually, in every individual person, when we do find something or someone that we love, something that we want to do with our lives, someone that we want to spend our lives with or our time with, inevitably what comes along with that is questions about, why do I desire the things that I desire? Why do I need the things that I need? Why do I want the things that I want? Do I really want this? Is this really for me? Number 7 in my master number is all about understanding. It's all about developing your understanding, and therefore we ask questions. We ask, who am I? What do I need? What do I want? What do I love? Who do I love? Etc. So this is that sort of cloud and that confusion that can sometimes come about when we commit to something new, when we commit to something that we love, when we open ourselves up in that way. As I said, even if this is you're, for example, starting a YouTube channel where you share your poetry, or you're starting you start selling some of your drawings or pictures or illustrations online, for example, or whatever. That we commit to something like that, it's new for us, and inevitably that brings, believe, from where I'm sat, I can tell you this is true, it brings about a huge amount of confusion. But the confusion is just part of getting to know who you are and getting to know what you need in your life. The affirmation for the seventh chakra, and for the seventh chakra, which is your spiritual center, your ability to become enlightened, and your abilities in life, really, your skills, your gifts, what you're good at naturally, what you're naturally good at. The affirmation for this center is I am, I understand. So with number 7, it's a number of mystery. We're not necessarily uncertain. It's not about being unsure. It's about trying to understand. Why do I feel so deeply for this person? Why do I feel so deeply or so committed to this opportunity, for example? So that's all that's what that sort of the type of questions it conjures with the 7 of Cups. Next we have the 6 of Wands. So obviously if you're looking at this week by week, obviously you can see that you're moving forward, you're moving into, it's that sort of a natural progression, isn't it, week by week. Yes, I'm going to do this, I'm committed to this, I love you, I love this job, I love this opportunity, I'm going to do it. Then we'll come weeks to, oh gosh, like, oh my god, like, am I doing the right thing, like, is this the right thing, like, am I like, do I really love this, do I really love this person, etc, etc, etc. But what comes next is this energy of the 6 of Wands. So this is showing victory. For shorthand we would say this card of victory. That's what we would say this card, and that's because number 6 is your perception. It's linked to how you perceive your experiences. Number 6 on the tree of life, number 6 is beauty, and I always talk about how that is beauty is about learning to appreciate something, understanding why we should appreciate something, or looking at something and appreciating it. That's what beauty is. So it's something that beauty and looking and appreciation and perception is all about our expansion and our balance as well. It helps us to gain perspective, obviously, helps us to gain wisdom and understanding and balance. So number 6 is always about your wisdom. It's always about what you've learned, and appreciating that it was what happened in the past, i.e. this in some cases is actually what helps you to feel victorious and happy. You're like, it was necessary because it got me here, it got me to forge ahead, it got me to stay committed, it got me to stand my ground, etc. And this is linked to your success, you feeling like you are successful. I feel like this is for you. In the last reading I did, this card came out in a different position, and for them it was about glory. It was about other people seeing them do well and other people noticing their success. But for you, it's more about you feeling, it's like it's on a more personal level. You feel like, oh my gosh, I've actually gained this, I've actually overcome this, I've actually committed to something that I love or someone that I love, and you're the one that's feeling alive and reinvigorated by the commitment that you're making, or by the new energy that you're putting in. It seems to be around something that you love, something that that makes you feel very, very happy. So it could definitely just be, not just, but it could be love, just as opposed to what's it called, work or whatever, but it's definitely something that you love, that you're committing to, and it's definitely something that you feel in the month of March. You're so happy that you did it, and you're really happy that you made that commitment, because it's really what makes you feel great and happy and joyful. And then you have the full card. So we can, as I said, so at the end of the month, the 4th week of March, or just general, we have or you're going to be feeling like this this month, and not only feeling in the full, like the fool feels, and I'll explain what that is in a second because it's a good one. Not only feeling like the fool feels, but acting like the fool feels, because remember, this is your actions and experiences, so what's coming towards you and what you're going to be doing. And this means this is a card of feeling like you want to go for it, feeling like you're ready to go for it, not knowing what's to come, necessarily in the path, not knowing how the path's going to unfold, but feeling like ready, like I'm ready to take on this challenge. I'm ready to take it on. I'm ready to go for it. That's what this card represents. It also represents, and sometimes we don't hear this or know this or understand this or feel this, it also represents that you have what you need to get you along this path. Like, no matter what's gonna come ahead, you have what you need. This is the wisdom that you gained from the last sort of since 2016, that cycle from 2016 to 2020. This is the last this is all that wisdom that you gained. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's everything that you need to make to go forward, to become the magician, to create, to manifest, to build the new life, relationship, situation, job, etc. that you want to. This is you feeling ready, not only feeling ready, but going for it, wanting to go for it and going for it. And just know that whatever it is you're going for, whatever area of life this is you're making that move, you have the wisdom, you have the what is needed in your hand right now to do it, to go forward and to create and to make it a success, whatever it is. Okay, and then now let's have a look at the second row for you guys. This is the moon section of your reading, or your divine feminine. So this is what's hidden from your conscious mind, anything that's related to your emotional self. Of course, we see this, anything that's related to your emotional self, your intuitive or instinctive responses to your experiences, and your higher self, intuition and karmic path. So we've got the 9 of Wands, we've got the King of Wands, we've got the 3 of Cups. Do you know what? And we've got Justice. I tell you what, March is looking like such an amazing month. Now, those people that watch the yearly readings that I did, I said to you guys, I said, listen, I said, don't be getting all excited in January and February. I said, I know everyone's talking about new starts, new beginnings. I said, but they ain't coming until March. I said, January is for reflection, is for noticing the impacts of the previous year. That's what January is for. I said, February is for them making those plans and thinking, okay, let me try to work out. February's 4 of Pentacles, man. It's like consolidating. Like, what do I need? What have I learned? How do I want to move forward? March is when stuff starts to happen. March is when naturally, karmically, energetically, astrologically, March is when things start to kick off and start to move forward. And I see that time and time again in this reading, in the readings that I've done. And yours is no exception. And of course, we are, and this is what you are fearful beneath the surface. You are anxious because you built up walls, you built up walls, like we all have walls. We all have fears or energy or worry that stops us from doing things, or that in the past has stopped us from doing things. This is for the shorthand, the PTSD card. This is the card that we say you've had previous experiences that were traumatic, and so now we are afraid. But this is about noticing that fear. It's about noticing the there is still fear or anxiousness attached to the old ways, to the old you, to all these walls and these previous experiences that happen. Look how long they've been there, growing roots, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? And this is what that this card represents. Remember, it's number 9, so it's Virgo. When we talk about number 9, we talk about Virgo, we talk about the Hermit. We're talking about long-standing things. We're talking about places, cycles, feelings that we've held on to for quite some time with the number 9s. This is what we see now, though, is that you're noticing that at least exists. You're noticing that in your physical body, and that is what, as I said, you have been learning. You've been learning to notice your emotions. So and how you're intuitively responding to the situations that you're in. So you understand that even though this situation is scary, and it is. Committing to one person is, committing to a new way of life is, committing to following your dreams is. It's scary. It is scary. It's fearful, but although you feel afraid, although you feel, like, oh my gosh, this is going to be nerve-wracking, like, I don't know what's going to happen, and it's fine that you don't know what's going to happen. This is just noticing that you don't know what's going to happen. That's fine. That's healthy. That's very healthy, okay? But what you also have, and what is so beautiful, is you have the King of Wands, which is confidence. This is almost like you telling yourself, do you know what, I can do this. Do you know what, I'm able to do this. Do you know what, I'm ready to do this. Do you know what, I feel good about this. It feels like a good thing for me. This is what your subconscious is telling you. This is what you're feeling within during the month of March. So connect with that, because this is a card of confidence. It's the King of Wands. This is growing confidence, changing confidence, a shift in confidence. So it's showing that as the month progresses, as the time, as you put more work in, or you commit further to this person or this job, you build in confidence. Your confidence grows throughout the month. You can see that at the top row, but your confidence grows throughout the month of March. You're starting to feel more confident. The wand energy is your life force, your chi, your ki. It's linked to the second chakra, your sacral chakra, which is all about your personal power, your ability to feel joy and to feel pleasure. Your, what I call the second chakra, the torture chamber, because every time we've had a nervousness, a worry, a slight, a fear, we process it in that space, in that second heart, in that second chakra, in that area there. It's almost like the liver, if you will, of the energy center of the energy center. What's it called? Aura and the energy center. These are, I call the chakras like they're like organs to me. They're like the organs of the aura, which is your non-physical self. Anyway, I digress. But ultimately, that's what the wand energy is linked to. It's linked to that energy, that life force. And so it means that, yeah, we can be afraid, but we are passionate. We're more passionate. We're the most passionate we've ever been. We're the most alive. This person, this job, this situation makes me feel so alive, and so I have to move in that direction. I feel like I want to go in that direction. That's what this card represents. In this position, it would be acting, but because it's beneath the surface, it's how you're feeling. So this is saying be confident, and you can be confident. This card, the Three of Cups, this is a card of celebration. This is a card of success. This is a card of feeling happy that you're doing the right thing. This is linked, number 3, to your solar plexus, and the affirmation for that is I can, I do, about your self-confidence, about your self-esteem. And this is Cups, so this is about your feelings. So this is feeling self-confident. This is feeling good. This is feeling happy. This is feeling joyful. This is, and as I said, we see that as the month progresses, even if you do, it could be for you meet somebody out of the blue, a new person, you fall in love, etc. Of course you're scared at first, but look at how your confidence grows. It could be committing to, as I said, a new job, a new way of life, moving to a new country and having a new, moving a new life there. And of course it's scary at first, but you are doing the right thing. This is you feeling like I'm doing the right thing. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. And not only do you feel like you're doing the right thing, or you should feel like you're doing the right thing, no matter how afraid you feel at the beginning of the month, or no matter what confusion it brings into your life at the beginning of the month, you are doing the right thing. And you can, this is also the universe saying, yes, Queen, yes, you've done it. Good girl, you did it. Good boy, you did it. Yes. This is the universe celebrating with you. Then you have finally justice. So this is bringing in balance. This is bringing in balance. And this is also that energy of, it's linked to Libra actually. So it's air energy. So it's your energy. So you like that. So this is a balanced mind, by the end of the month, for sure, feeling a lot more in alignment with what you're actually experiencing. So even if you feel these two energies right at the beginning of the month, by the end of the month, it's all about the celebration. It's all about the victory. It's all about the joy and the emotion and the pleasure of what it is you're doing, or of what it is you've committed to. That's what we see here. The justice energy, number 1111. So it's another 2. It's another commitment. It's another, but it's balanced on both sides. It's like new beginnings. It's like endings and beginnings. The justice energy. It's like the struggle is over, and now the struggle is over, the new can begin. The struggle is over, the new can begin. It's like that balance with justice. It's like everything's gonna be all right, even though you don't know it's gonna be, even though you don't know why and you can't see the details, everything's going to be fine. That's what this card brings in. And again, it suggests that before this, you've had to make a huge amount of effort, really. It's been a huge amount of effort for you to bring in this new love, this new relationship, or this new opportunity. It's been a huge amount of effort for you to respond in that way to your emotional self. But look at where it's leading you toward: balance, joy, success, and feeling that as well. Okay, so what is coming forward toward you in April? What's coming towards you end of March, beginning of April? We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the Star card, which is your energy. That's you, isn't it, Aquarius? That's your card of the tarot. You've got the Star card. You've got the 9. I was just about to say, so you're feeling in your element, and that's you in your element, isn't it? You don't like to, but you do it. You don't like to, but you do it. You've got the King of Cups. Yeah, definitely you in your element, that. Okay, so we've got the Hangman. So, interestingly enough, the Hangman is, again, we've got another number 3. It's 1 and 2, which is 12. So, number 1 is about new beginnings. That's what it indicates. It indicates new beginnings. It indicates our initial act, the initial spark, the initial move, the initial step, if you will. That's what the ace, or the number 1, represents. Number 2, as I said, is all about your commitment. So this is about, okay, energetically, you're committing to, you're beginning a new commitment. That's what this suggests. But in order to begin a new commitment, we have to understand where we've come from. We've come from here, 11, 12. We've come from here. So we have to understand what all this is. So as I said to you, with number 11, we don't really understand why we think everything's going to be all right, or why we feel everything's going to be all right, or why we feel everything's changed. We don't really understand it, but we know that it has. We feel that it has. We can see that it has, in a way. This is about understanding why it's changed. So remember, number 3 is about your power center. Number 3. So it's about your ability to manifest. Number 3 is the first 3 emanations on the tree of life. Number 1 is Hokma, which is the supreme crown, okay, which is like the divine, if you will, whatever you want to call the divine. That's what it is. Your inspiration, you could call it, or the motivation that you feel, for example. So that's number 1. Number 2 is wisdom, which is Hokma, which is the masculine. So it's the moving. It's the 1 is feeling the inspiration. 2 is moving on that inspiration. 3 is understanding. 3 is, what did I learn from the actions that I've just taken? What did I learn from the experiences that I've just had? That is what number 3 represents. It's the wisdom that comes along with it. What does it tell me about who I am? What do I now know about who I am? What do I now know about what I can do? That's what the number 3 represents, and that's what the Hangman represents. The Hangman is about, we talk about it as seeing your experiences from a different point of view, but I also call the Hangman the drag queen of the tarot, because I don't know what a male drag, do you know what I mean, like a male drag queen, i.e. a woman who practices drag as a man, so they dress up as a man. Does that make sense? That's what this is. It's a drag queen, basically, because it seems to be masculine. It seems to be about what you're doing, but it's not about what you're doing. It's about your inability to do anything yet. That's what this card represents, because you have to understand, you have to engage with the understanding, you have to engage with the responses to the experiences, or the impact of the previous experiences. That's what this is about. It's about allowing your emotional, intuitive self to tell you what you learned. It's about having time out to hear what your emotional, intuitive, divine feminine has learned. So in this instance, your divine feminine is actually in charge. Your divine masculine is out of action. So that means that you ain't doing anything at the beginning of April. You ain't doing anything. And that might be with regard to a specific job, with regard to the specific relationship. You ain't doing anything. And that is not because you are not interested, or because that's what you're worried about. See, that's what people do. They interpret their experiences. They say, I feel nervous, therefore I should not do something. No. That's not what being mindful is, darling. Being mindful is, I feel nervous. That's what being mindful, that's all you need to know. Just how I feel. That's it. All you need to know is how I feel in this moment. I feel nervous. I feel like I need to think about this. Don't say, I feel like I need to think about this, therefore that means that I'm not interested, or therefore that means... It doesn't mean anything. It just means that you want to think about it. So think about it, Aquarius. Do the thinking, do the reflecting, do the responding to what you're intuitively or energetically, I like to have it neat, what you're intuitively or energetically being drawn to do it. Feel it, experience it, but don't interpret it. That's what you need to do with the Tiny. That's what you need to do with the hangman. With the hangman, you just need to allow yourself to feel. That's why I say it's a drag queen. Looks like a man, looks like you're going to be doing something, but actually the man's out of action. The part of you that moves, the part of you that acts, the number 2 on the tree of life, you ain't moving yet. That part of you is saying, sit still. It's time to listen to what the divine feminine has to teach me. It's time to understand what my previous experiences taught me, what they gave me. That's what you need to be. That's where you need to be. So it looks like in April that you're not doing much at the beginning of April. This is like the first week of April. So you're not doing anything, but that's good, because actually what you are doing in the Hanged Man, and what you are doing as the Star card, which is number 17, number 8, new karmic energy, new karmic cycles, is you are healing. You are healing this. You are healing these... Tiny, get down. You're annoying me now. Sorry, Tiny's on my knee. It's irritating me. You are healing this. You are healing all the things that were traumatizing you in the first place, or what you were, the trepidation that you felt. You're healing it. You're clearing out that second chakra. You're clearing it out. You're clearing it out. You're the torture chamber. You're releasing. That's what you're doing at the beginning of April. You are releasing, and you need to release. You are in your element, so you're in your head. And the thing about you guys, Aquarius, is that I realise that you always have the answers. You just don't trust them. That is what is your Achilles heel, if you will. You always have the answers. You just don't trust them. And your journey as an Aquarius is, as you live your life, is to... Yes, you're all about the clarity and the logic and the reason and the soundness of something. But you are equally, your intuitive, emotional self is equally as important and as discerning and as valuable as your conscious mind. So when your conscious mind says yes or says no, you can trust it, but you also must reflect on the wisdom, where that wisdom or where that understanding comes from. And that understanding comes from your intuitive self. And this is, again, the further overarching themes of Aquarius's next sort of part of your karmic path as Aquarius is in this, who are alive today and who are, raising their vibrations today. The higher sort of karmic path for you guys is ultimately about the power of both of those sides of yourself, and you're learning that and you're evolving into that. And this energy shows that healing, and it shows that destiny. It shows that the waiting or the reflection, whether you might be ill, because some of you might be ill. You will be ill with the Hanged Man, some of you. I experience the Hanged Man as physical illness, as well as sort of sometimes being unable to physically move or do anything. So I interpret that, I experience it physically like that, and some of you may. But as I said, it's actually healing what's going on. This is, I'm going on a bit now. It's going on a bit long, this reading, but I'm just going to move on. I'll move on. Okay, so 9 of Swords is the next card. So this is you finally being able to see all this, to understand, to see it all laid out in front of you, like, oh my gosh, like, this is what I've been worrying about. Remember, it's number 9. It's another number 9. Number 9 is, again, that, as I said, they link to the Hermit energy. So it's all about actively engaging with who am I, what am I built on, what makes me the way that I am, what makes me think the way that I think in a specific area. So in this instance, this is seeing up, for shorthand, people call this the dark night of the soul. I call this the ultimate card of awareness. That's what I call this, because the sword energy is about your thoughts, your mind, your clarity, your consciousness, your communication, your logic, your reason, your awareness, your engagement with your conscious reality. That is what the sword energy ultimately is about. And so the Nine of Swords is like the epitome of awareness. It's like absolutely unequivocal engagement with your conscious mind. That means all of it. That means the good, the bad, the ugly, the scary, the freaky, the stuff that you've been hiding, the stuff that's just been with you for so long, you stop noticing it. So I celebrate when I see the Nine of Swords, because it's the ultimate, the pinnacle of your ability to engage, to see clearly exactly what you think, what's been holding you back in this area, why you didn't commit before, everything that you were afraid of. And it can be fearful and frightening to sort of realise, bloody hell, yeah, I did that because of this, I did that because I was scared of that. But that's what moves you on. That's what gets you to the next step, which is the 10, which is the transformation, the 10 of Swords. It's the end of it all. And we really see, we have both your conscious minds, or how your previous experiences affect your thinking, but also affected your emotions and your ability to, your capacity to express love, your capacity to engage with love, to feel joy, to feel happy. What this is again, with this being here, this is you acting on your emotions. That means that if you're acting on your emotions, that means you're responding to them. So that's why I'm happy, because you're responding to how you feel. The masculine energies of the kings are about what we do, the actions that we take. Okay, not in this position, but obviously it is what we do, the actions that we take, and the actions that we take with related to our emotions. So this is, as I said, acting on how you are feeling. So this is about an honesty, a truthfulness, and authenticity that is coming out, that's coming out even further refined, that's coming out even further. You're evolving even further in that sense, with that, in that sense of yours, that part of yourself, if you will, is evolving even further as you start the month of April. So it's a real month for you of beautiful emotions. If we look at March here, beautiful emotional love, happiness, joy, a bit of nerves, a bit of worry, a bit of nerves, really. Not worry, it's not worry, it's like and it's not uncertainty, it's like questioning, like, oh my god, like, is this really how I feel? Is this really what I want? Blah blah blah. And that questioning is just linked to, as I said, the PTSD card, the post-traumatic. So that means that trauma's already happened, love. But because that happened, you're worried now, or you're sort of feeling the fear, if you will, now. But it's already happened. You're not there. You're here now. So it's just feeling that fear, noticing that fear, and responding to how you're feeling. So that means that you have to express your love for yourself, for your partner, for your in your mind, to say yes, connect with that consciously. I am feeling happy, I am feeling joyful. So just connect with that consciously. Okay, I'm going to stop there, Aquarius, because I'm going on and on and on. I hope you like that reading. It's looking like a great month for you in the month of March, and a lot for you to be aware of and conscious of. And you have, Hangman says you're going to have the time to sit back and to think in the month of, in the first week of April. So just be the ragdoll. If nature, I said, seen that on television program, we say, if nature makes you a ragdoll, just be the ragdoll. So just go with the flow, allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to think, allow yourself to confront things, because that is what is helping you to expand. That's what's helping you to move on. That's what's helping you to transform. Okay, so my darlings, because these readings are so in depth, I always urge you to check out your moon sign, which is going to give you a real good understanding of what's going on beneath the surface for you and all this subconscious stuff. So check out your moon sign, check out your rising sign. Your rising sign is your perception, where you perceive yourself to be going, where you perceive yourself to be headed. and your Venus sign, okay? Your Venus sign is about love, actually. In fact, definitely check out your Venus sign. If you know where Venus was in the sky when you were born, I would definitely check out your Venus sign, because that's about your love, your capacity to love, how you engage with love, compassion, etc. Okay, my darlings, your love story, the love reading that I do, is still available. That's from the 14th of March to the 16th of April, 14th of Feb to the 16th of March. So obviously you can check that out, and I'll do the next one, obviously, in the middle of March. And don't forget, you can follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram and on Facebook. Now I have quite a few followers, actually. So this is my Key Wisdom. So you can check out Key Wisdom Tarot. You can, there's all different posts and stuff that I have, obviously, so you can just check them out and just get on there. If you don't have, you can't see my followers because I've taken off the internet. It's all, you get over there, see how many there are. There's over 1,000. If you don't have Insta, if you don't have Facebook, just search #Key Wisdom Tarot, and you'll see all my posts and all the commentary that comes with the posts as well. The next week I'm going to be doing a brand new reading. It's going to be a tarot therapy session. It's a healing Reiki and tarot session that's going to help you guys to work through a specific karmic issue that you're facing. Okay, so it's a completely intuitive reading, so I can't wait to start it, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Keep an eye out for the preview that I'll be uploading before the actual full video. Okay, my darling Aquarius, I hope you love that reading. I hope you have a fabulous March and a fabulous start to April, and I'll see you all again next week with brand new readings. Take care, my darlings. Bye.